Hello guys, welcome back to my channel GravityTech. This is fifth video in this series. In today's video, we will continue from the point where we left in the previous video. So if you haven't watched the earlier videos, then I would recommend to go to those videos so that you will know what has been covered until now. Okay. Now let's see what is the agenda of today's or maybe this session. Only printf are we going to cover and the format specifiers, and then what exactly are we going to cover the part of next session topics. Printf will be a kind of programmatic hands-on experience. So what exactly the printf and scanf is? The printf function is used for the output. It prints the given statement to the console. The scanf is a function used for input. It reads the input from the console. Both functions are inbuilt library functions. Those are declared in stdio.h file. That's why we include that file always at the beginning of every C program. Prototype of these functions are like this. So don't worry about it. We'll come to know. And the format string which we use is %d, %c, %s, %f. What is there? That is already mentioned here. So what are the format specifiers? These are the basically operators which are used in association with printf function for printing the data that is referred by any object of the variable. So %d is used to print integer, %f for float, %c is for character, %s for string, %u for unsigned integer or the address of the operator, %ld is for the long end. This is what you need to know right now. Let's go to the actual exercise, or maybe we'll go to the IDE to know more about what exactly it is, right? So very first thing, uh, let's try to print a very simple message. Say, hi, hello, how are you? That way. So it will be just kind of simple thing. You will write a printf, and inside printf in double quotes, you will just say, hi, hello, how are you? And this way. And it will just simply, when you run it, it will just simply print that message. Yeah. So here it is, right? Hello, how are you? It's very simple. Now, let's say there is a conversation going on. Mahesh and Rajesh, they met after a long time and they started the conversation, and you want to print first two lines of the conversation. Like the Rajesh says, hi, hello, how are you? And the Mahesh says, I'm good. How are you, man? So how you can simply do it, right? Since there are two strings you want to print it, you can simply do it like using two printfs, or you can also do it using single printf2. Okay, so here it is. See, so what I just did, printf, and then inside whatever string I want to print, I just copied it and put it into the double quotes. Okay, so what it will basically do, right, when I say print, see, but what it did it do, it basically just printed on a single line. Why? Because it has no intelligence, right? Unless you mention it has to be on new line, it will never be. So you need to tell the compiler, you need to tell the system this has to be printed on the new line. So slash n is for the new line, remember. So now this will be printed on the first line, and then it will go on the new line, and then it will print Mahesh, I'm good, and the next one, right? So see, this is how it is. But still, if you want to indent it, right, slightly on the right side, so what you can just do, right, you can use slash t. Slash t means tab. It will just maybe use a horizontal tab in that case. So slash t. So now the output looks good and formatted way. That's why we say it is like a printf used for the format, for the formatting. That formatted string, as a, you could have seen it, right, as in a prototype. So that's how it is. So remember, slash t is for the tab, slash n is for the new line, and there are several other characters which are used for this kind of spacings. We'll see as we go on. Okay. Now, how to print the values then of some variables? Let's try to declare two variables, integer marks and the integer roll number. Okay. Now, to print the value of the integer marks, we just need to use what? %d. So see what I'm just doing it, %d and marks, right? So if I just simply print it, it will just tell me 60. Because what? Because why? It will find out the value what is there into the marks variable and put it here. Okay, simple. But what if you want to print multiple values at the same time? Then what you just need to do, right? How many values you want to print? Marks, roll number. So just put those as a comma separated here. And since the first one is marks, integer, so percent d. Second one is roll number, so again percent d. So that's how. If there are five, then there will be a five format specifiers into the printf. So it will be simply like this. See, 60 and 5. So if you just maybe print it like slash t in between, it will just separate those by the tab, right? See, 60 and 5. So that's how you can use multiple. You can also print the multiple values on the same line. Now, you may want to print this output in a slightly different way. So what if, let's say, if you want to change, if you want to print the output like this, student with roll number 5 has got marks 60. So what you will simply do, right? You will just say printf and completely that whatever that string you will put it here, and then it will basically just give you the output like this. Student roll number 5 has got marks 60. But what if I change these marks? Let's say 65 and the roll number I change it to 7. Will that give the same answer? No, it is going to print it the same thing what you have into the printf. So what you can do for that, right? So you need a roll number value here, so percent %d. Then you need marks here, so percent %d. You just need to maybe put it like this, right? Roll number, because the first variable you're using roll number for, and the second percent %d will be what? The marks. So it will be simply like, now it will say yes, the student roll number is 7 and has got marks 65. So whenever now you change these values, this printf statement will take care of this. So that's how you can use the format specifiers to print the integers inside the printf variable as per what your requirement is. Okay, so similarly you can also print it like char uh, floats, right? For characters we use percent %c, whereas for floats we use percent %f. So how it is? See, the character percent %c and float is what? Percent %f. So here ch is a character with the value c, and the float is a f with the value 10.2. So if you just quickly print it, right, this is how it will show. Character is c and the float is what? 10.20. But we just give 20.2, right? Why it has having, it is basically having those so many numbers after decimal point. So by default it takes 6 decimal numbers as a precision. So if you want to have specifically only, let's say 2, so you need to give a 0.2. That way it will only have the two numbers after decimal point. See, 10.20, right? Now even if you give here like this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this much big uh, float number on right hand side of it, right, still it will only give the 2. You can also have, let's say, 4 precision, so it will just only print the 4 numbers after the decimal point. Okay, so this is how you can deal with the characters and floats as well. Now now you know how to print the values inside the variable, but how to know its address? Okay, maybe to give you an example of this, let's take the apartment. Let's take an example of apartment you stay in, right? So it has some name as a variable to identify which apartment it is, but to locate that apartment where it is, it also has some unique address, correct? So similar way, every variable, when it is stored into the memory, it has some name to identify it, that is a variable name, and it also has some unique address so that may, the program knows where the variable is located, and in that location we put the value. So when I say, let's take an example like this, right? So when I say flat number is a memory location which has the value 704, the flat number, and the flat number has some address as well. So how do we print that, right? So you can just say flat number as a percent %d because flat number is a integer, but the address of flat number is something you need to use. And percent ampersand is the operator to use to print the address, and that is something you can print it using percent %u. This will be coming on the single line, so I would prefer to have it a very well formatted, that is slash t slash n slash a new line and tab separated. Okay, so see, now it says flat number is 704 and the address of flat is what this. Now this by default prints percent %u prints in decimal. If you want to print hexadecimal address, because addresses are always in the memory location are in terms of hexadecimal numbers. So you can just print it like this. So it will tell you now 65 FE14 is what the address of flat number 704. So this is how basically it is. Okay. So that's what we had it from printf. Okay. So similarly, you can use percent %c, percent %f, percent %s, percent %u, right? Percent %s for the string, percent %c for the character, percent %f for the float, percent %u for, as we see, as we just saw, unsigned integer, and the address is always unsigned integer. LD is what long integer. This is what I had it from this video. In next video, we'll know about the scanfs and the operators. Thank you until now. So until that time, thank you for watching the video. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share if you haven't done so. Happy learning with GravityTech. Thank you.